With all of the rumours flying about at the moment in regards to Xbox potentially leaving the console market, I thought it was well worth diving into what news we know about the next generation Xbox console now that those rumours have been put to bed. It is safe to say that the brand is not exactly in the strongest place that it's ever been, and the consumer sentiment around Xbox in general is basically in the toilet. Even so, the next generation plans for Xbox do sound pretty exciting across hardware and software, and I have to say it's looking pretty exciting leading into 2026. With that though, my name is Fletcher, and this is Xbox Nation. If you're new here or just returning, I cover everything from Xbox news, reviews and updates every single day, so do remember to hit that subscribe button if you want to support the channel. With that though, let's dive right into the Xbox next generation plans and what we can expect in our future consoles. First up, you may be wondering if there's any details regarding what the next Xbox may be called, and if any plans have been solidified at this moment in time. If you're like me though, you're probably wondering, are we going to get another odd and pretty awful naming design as we've seen this generation? Well, so far we don't have a fixed name for the next generation of Xbox consoles, however we do have a couple of code names that have been out in the wild. These kinds of details though are usually revealed much closer to the console launch date, so I wouldn't expect to learn a name until perhaps a year prior to its release date, and I do feel that may be very soon. You may have seen something floating around though suggesting that Xbox Prime is the name of the next Xbox console, but at this moment in time that's just an unverified rumour. So is the case with the so-called Xbox Magnus. Out of the two, Magnus does seem to carry a little bit of weight with it, as it's been used quite frequently, with many industry insiders suggesting it's a widely used codename. Still, this codename obviously won't be the name of the next generation of Xbox consoles, like we saw with Project Scarlet, which was then formally revealed as the Xbox Series X. Of course, with that, there's been a lot that's been said about what we could expect from the Xbox next generation consoles so far, so we'll dive into those details sort of now and see what's been revealed over the past sort of 3 or 4 years. On June 17th this year, Xbox basically announced its next-gen console strategy in partnership with AMD, and it did highlight a next-generation hardware lineup that will include the likes of consoles, PC, handheld, cloud, and accessories. As part of it, it was mentioned by Xbox President Sarah Bond that the next Xbox console will deliver the next generation of graphics innovation and also featuring a deeper level of visual quality, along with immersive gameplay and player experiences that enhance with the power of AI. Backwards compatibility was also confirmed for the next Xbox console in this process, which does actually quite bode well if you want to carry your current gaming libraries forward. Before this though, the most exciting thing that we actually heard from Microsoft about the next Xbox console is that the company was actually focused on delivering the biggest technological leap that we've ever seen in a generation with its future hardware. Truth be told though, we have seen many statements like this coming from Xbox over the years with next generation consoles. Of course, we have the infamous line of "it eats beasts for breakfast" and so many more, so seeing if this is actually going to be a big leap remains to be seen. If we do look at this current Xbox Series X next generation, for sure we've seen some pretty good games being released, with the likes of Clair Obscur Expedition 33 and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 being just 2 of those games for this current year. Still, I don't think we'll ever see a big leap as we did see with the original Xbox to 360 era, as that was mighty fine impressive, and obviously we're getting slight incremental upgrades here and there. If you remember a little while ago when Xbox were trying to acquire Activision, there were a few leaked documents that came out from the FTC trial, and they were very interesting. Basically, in these leaked plans, there was reference for some kind of hybrid console that would leverage the combined power of the client and cloud to deliver deeper immersion and entirely new classes of gaming experiences. The FTC documents that did get leaked are seemingly a few years old at this point, and of course we can't take any of it at face value as plans will always change. Still, it's pretty interesting to get a peek at Microsoft's evolving plans, and we also have more of an idea about how Xbox's next generation will look for all of us gamers. Even partway through making this video, I do still kind of find it strange to consider that next generation consoles are almost upon us, but the time is really coming soon. The Xbox Series X and S actually launched all the way back in 2020, and neither Microsoft or Sony ever released sort of consoles longer than that 7-year lifespan. As such, it's very likely that we could see some successors arrive as soon as 2027, and I do have a feeling we might actually see some reveals during next year's Xbox Showcase, and probably more during their 25th year anniversary. That's why I reckon we're seeing plenty of whispers and rumours that are beginning to emerge regarding what we could possibly expect from the next generation, and it is getting rather exciting. I would be curious though, are you expecting the next generation of Xbox to launch in 2027, or would you reckon it might land in 2028 or further beyond? You'll have to let me know down below. When it does come to the next generation of Xbox consoles, it has been noted time and time again that it's looking more PC-like than ever before, and a step away from the traditional consoles of old, and won't even be comparable to the likes of PlayStation 6. With the rumours also surrounding the fact that we may see different PC storefronts on the next Xbox console, it's getting fans eagerly excited. In terms of specs as well, it looks mighty beefy from the leaks and rumours so far, and is one that can make a drastic change on the entire console market. As reported by Tweaktown earlier this year, the console is now rumoured to use AMD's Magnus APU for various systems, and is something which is typically used in pre-built gaming PCs. That certainly does give some indication to the potential power of the next generation Xbox. For the tech savvy amongst you, just like me, the semi-custom Magnus APU will supposedly work alongside a Zen 6 CPU and RDNA 5 GPU. Moore's Law is Dead also recently claimed that the console will use the following: a T2 die, which as reported again by Tweettown, does feature up to 64 CUs of RDNA 5 GPU, and also up to 18GB of GDDR7 memory on a 192-bit memory bus with up to 864GB per second of memory bandwidth. It does go without saying though that we should hear more about the specs and the potential Xbox console rather soon, and I'm still sitting firmly in that camp of we might see some more reveals at the 2026 Xbox Showcase. For now though, obviously the company is more interested in the current releases of the Xbox ROG Ally and Xbox ROG Ally X for this holiday season, and I know for one I'm really excited to get my hands on these handhelds. I will say to you all right now, but I have ordered both of the Xbox ROG Allies, and I will have my reviews up alongside some performance analysis, and these will be up sometime just after its launch date. It has been speculated time and time again now that we could see Steam on the next generation of Xbox consoles, and obviously we could see that as early as 2027. This is because, as I mentioned, the Xbox console is more in line as a PC than we've ever seen before, and I know this is going to be a massive step away from the Xbox that we know and love. In fact, a report back in May of 2025 from none other than Jez Corden over at Windows Central did mention that Xbox has been in talks with different PC storefront owners, including Valve. Yes, the same company behind Steam, but it wasn't known whether this has materialized into anything in particular. There's certainly a lot of hope for Steam to be on the next generation of Xbox consoles, but nothing has been confirmed as of yet. As I mentioned in this video already, even Team Xbox have seemed to alluded to a type of idea where multiple storefronts will be on their consoles, but we don't have definitive answers on this for the time being. With the Xbox ROG Ally releasing rather soon, with access to loads of different storefronts, and a lot of time and effort also being put into the sort of Xbox experience on PC and handheld devices, I do feel this may be an inkling of what we can see in terms of a future OS on the new Xbox console. The question does arise though as to how Xbox will maintain their relevance in terms of their storefront if they're opening up to other PC storefronts. Could we potentially see increases in either the console cost, or could we see more increases in other services like we've seen with the recent Game Pass hike? At the moment we don't actually know, but I do reckon this is being considered by Microsoft as a whole. Personally, I have a pretty wild theory at the moment in regards to the Xbox Game Pass price hike. I still feel that Xbox have risen the prices to kind of offset the cost of losing people outside of the Xbox storefront when they open up the different storefronts on the next generation of consoles. It does seem a bit far-fetched, but sometimes, you know, I've got to have a bit of a half of that copium. It's really too early to know what the price of the next Xbox console will be, but based on the Xbox Series X and how much the PS5 Pro has been priced, I won't be surprised if it's somewhere around $700 or even higher at its launch. With the Nintendo Switch 2 launching at $500 with Mario Kart thrown in, it's hard to see that the next Xbox console being any less, and keep in mind that Xbox recently raised their base price of the Xbox Series X. The current consoles are now a whopping $650 for the standard 1TB and $800 for the 2TB special edition, so this next console certainly won't be cheap. Obviously at this moment in time we don't know if we're going to get a Series S successor as well, so there may be a cheaper option on the market. I'm hoping Xbox do actually keep to this strategy, as the Xbox Series S is a nice bit of kit. In addition though, Xbox boss Phil Spencer did mention recently that Microsoft wouldn't grow the market by building $1,000 consoles. But then again, they have just decided to release an Xbox handheld with that exact price point. Of course, there are two offerings with these handhelds, and PC handhelds are notoriously expensive. So hopefully the next Xbox can provide us with some cost benefits, even at a higher price point. Of course though, with today's video, all of this information has been taken from leaks, rumours and potential industry insiders, so I would be curious to hear what your thoughts are on the next generation of Xbox consoles in the comments below. How are you feeling about it? Are you excited for it? Or what would you like to see with the next Xbox? Remember as well to smash this like button if you did enjoy this video, and subscribe for more Xbox content like this, alongside more news, reviews and updates every single day. Whilst here though, and if you do want to check out some more Xbox content, why don't you check out the video on screen now. I recently covered all of the changes when it came to the Xbox Game Pass price hike, the different tiers and what they include, and I tell you what, it's a lot of information that you need to know about.